I went too far. Shocking enough, I know you don't think this is possible, but I went too far.
I believe it.
You know, you ever heard of Amoco gas stations?
Absolutely.
So my grandmother gave me an Amoco gas card for emergencies.
Emergencies.
And this was like, I mean, late 80s, this was like, you black, you had a gas card.
That's big.
You ballin'.
you
You ball, man. You strong.
You know, I realized that was a company card.
No,
I didn't know.
No, you was doing it, brother. Doing
absolutely.
Yeah, I did it all right. I went to the gas station, got some gas, went to the closest one was across the state line, right across the line right there. Got some gas. The guy says, is there anything else you would like? I said, no. He said, you sure? I said, I threw some chips up there. He says, anything else? I said, let me get this Mountain Dew. He goes, is that it? And I went, so, they for those that grew up in corner stores, they have this thing full of ice and they had beer in it. Mm-hmm. So I decided to take 2 40 ounces out and just put them up there. And he says, okay, that'll be 32 for whatever. He takes my credit card.
That's when it's.
When it was the carbon thing.
Yeah,
slice it like that.
Hey, ball night, baby, survive.
Hey, look, and hands me the copy and says, all right, man, thank you. I said, that's it.
This is easy.
He said, oh, hell no. That's how it's going down.
I get back in the car, my man Tim, shout out to Tim. Tim says, hey, what you know with that beer? I said, I just bought it. He says, what you mean you just bought it? You got no damn money.
Amoco car got money.
That's what I'm saying.
Oh, my God.
So the next weekend, I go back. I was prepared.
Did the same thing.
I got my weekly gas. Like she expects me to get gas. I get my gas. And the guy says, anything else? I pick up a case of 40 ounces. Put it right on the table. Oh, man says, no problem. 52.50. And that was it.
Well, that day, back in the day.
Look, he hands me the card, hands me the receipt, says, thank you so much.
Yeah.
I was like, this is going to be great. My man, me and my man Tim, we going to go back to the door. We straight.
Yeah,
we got
straight.
a whole case of 40s. We good.
You good for the week.
As soon as I get there, open the trunk. Guy said, hey, man, let me get one of them. Tim says, I said, oh, that'll be $5. He says, okay. I said, oh. Guy said, man, let me get 2. I said, oh. They get halfway down, another guy comes out the door and says, hey, man, let me get one. I said, look, Tim, we running low now. we can't keep selling these. We like that. That was my last 2. The guy said, let me get one. I said, man, these are my last 2, bro. That's going to be $10. He said, here, man. He gave me $20. I said, God. I said,
this
Tim.
is crazy.
I said, Tim, get in the car. He said, where we going? We going back. We going back to buy some more. That was my first day of a double run.
He had to do a double run.
I had to make a double run. And then the next weekend, I could go home like once a month. I went home and my grandfather said, hey, man, come here. let me talk to you for a minute. He had us, back then they used to send the actual copy of the receipt in the bill.
Uh-oh.
That bill was like this thick. He says, are you trying to die? He said, I'm going to try to keep it from him. He said, but you got to fix this. I said, what? What are you talking about? He says, you been buying beer. You know how much money this is? I said, nah, ain't me. I don't know what kind of college student I was because I was just like, oh, damn. So I guess she do have to pay for it.
Exactly. It's not free.
hey, that means something.
Hey.
That's funny.
Shout out to everybody that's misused their parents' credit card. You can grow up to still be successful in life.
Oh, my God. I love that story, though.
Oh, man, we had a good time.